Hey, welcome back. Today we're talking about real estate investor capital referrals. Step number 2, asking right. All right, so we're continuing with our series of videos on the number 1 referral method for real estate investors for raising capital. Today we're talking about step number 2 of the 5 steps, and this is all about asking the right way, right? It's all about timing the ask, which we talked about in the last video, and this one is the proper way to ask for a referral. So stay tuned and we'll go over that in detail. All right, so just like we talked about in the last video about timing the ask of the referral, this is really important, is the way we ask for the referral. So we want to make sure that we do it in the right way, we do it in a classy way, we do it in a way that doesn't make the other person feel pressured or sleazy or slimy. So we want to make sure that we ask properly. And the big thing that I want you to keep in mind is gratitude and appreciation. It's something that a lot of us don't feel like we get enough of. So if you show it, if you make the person feel appreciated, the likelihood of them responding positively to the way you ask goes up exponentially. So what is the best way to show an investor gratitude? A simple thank you. That's right. You just show them, you say, thank you so much for your trust in investing with me. I'm so happy to be working with you. I'm so glad that the investment is working out well and that you're happy. And then you make the ask for the referral, right? So show them gratitude, show them appreciation first. It is going to set the stage nicely for you asking them to refer a friend, a family member, a business associate who will also come on board and invest $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 or more with you in your deal. Okay, so for example, if I'm asking an investor for a referral, it might go something like this. Hey Jim, I am so glad to be working with you. I really appreciate you coming on board as an investor partner in this deal. It's absolutely wonderful working with you. Couldn't do it without you. And I'm glad that you're so happy with how things are working out as well. Now, I was wondering, do you happen to know anybody else who might be interested in this kind of a hands-free real estate investment? Then I zip it. I let the other person think for a little bit, and then if they come up with somebody, and then we want to handle that properly. So if the person says, yeah, you know what? My brother-in-law, Fred, would be a perfect candidate for this. He was just telling me how much he's unhappy with his financial planner. He's not getting the kind of returns he wants. He might be really interested in this. Okay, so what we want to do next is we want to get as much detail as we can without prying too much. And say, okay, so your brother-in-law, Fred, that's great. Well, what's Fred's last name? Okay, Fred Smith. Okay, great. All right. And what do you think would be the best way for me to connect with Fred? Would it be by email? Would it be by phone? What do you think would work best? All right. So then you jot that down. All right. And then next step is you want to do whatever you can to get a warm introduction to Fred. You don't want to reach out to Fred cold. That's just going to be weird. It's going to be sleazy. So you want to set things up so that your investor does a warm introduction for you. And they might go something like this. Well, you know what? I really appreciate this. Now, it'd be really weird if I just kind of reached out to Fred cold. He probably wouldn't like that very much, would he? No, yeah, you're right. So how about if we do this? Would it be possible, if I made it really easy for you, to get a warm introduction to Fred? That way he knows a little bit about who I am and it doesn't feel weird just me reaching out to him cold. So, and then you're going to show your investor how to make that warm introduction. We'll talk about that in the next step, all about making it easy. But you want to set the stage there. You want to plant that seed in your investor's mind about the idea of a warm introduction, whether that's by phone, whether that's by text, whether that's by email, whether that's by direct message, doesn't really matter. We want that connection to happen. And then last but not least, speed is key. We want a fast connection. We don't want this to kind of cool off. We want to strike while the iron is hot, as they say, right? So we want to encourage our investor to introduce us to Fred sooner rather than later. And again, the way we do this, we'll go over in the next video, is all about making it as easy and effortless as possible for our investor partner. Stay tuned for that. All right, do you like this whole number 1 investor referral process? If so, I got a couple of things for you. First thing is I've created a PDF infograph of the entire 5-step process for getting investor referrals. If you'd like a copy of that, Just go down in the description below and you can find out all about that. And the other offer I have for you is a freebie. It's my book, Money Partner Formula. You can get a copy at investorattractionbook.com, or again, the link is in the description below. And this is how to raise 6 figures of private capital in a matter of weeks and even 7 figures in a matter of months. Grab your copy today.